Hi. I don't blame you for forgetting who I am or what my voice sounds like. That's because I've been gone for solid a lot of months. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quick Pitch Podcast. I'm your host, Osfaningaming. And I've been gone for quite a while for reasons I will not disclose. But just know I'm alive, okay? We have a lot to talk about, and a lot of it we won't talk about. I have kind of my own flow we're going to do. A lot of Orioles things to cover, but we're going to get it started off on a fun note, okay? I actually didn't look this up beforehand, but we're going to go on Sporkle.com, and we are going to go to 2021 MLB All Stars. There should be, yep, here we are. We have a quiz here. We're going to try to name every single All-Star that played this season in the 2021 All-Star game. Just to clarify that. So, there are 81 players. We have 10 minutes. This is going to be pretty difficult, but we're going to try anyway. Play quiz. Alright, Angels. That's going to be Otania. Boy, I can't spell. Outfielder, that's going to be Trout. First base, that's going to be Jared Walsh. Okay, easy. Second baseman, Altuve. Outfielder, Brantley. Alright. Shortstop is going to be Correa. And pitcher, Valdez. No, not Valdez. McCullers Jr. Am I spelling that right? I don't think I'm spelling that right. Pitcher, Greinke. Ooh. Who was an all-star for the Astros as a pitcher? It's not Ryan Presley, is it? No. Alright, we'll come back to it. Pitcher for the Athletics, I'm going to say that's Frankie Montas. No. Oh boy. First baseman is Olsen. Pitcher for the Athletics. It's not Sean Manaea. I'm getting exposed here. Pitcher for the Athletics. It's not Frankie Montas. It's not Sean Manaea. Jesus Luzardo's not on the A's anymore. We'll come back to it. Shortstop for the Blue Jays. That's going to be Bichette. First baseman, that's Guerrero. Outfielder is Hernandez. And second baseman is Simeon. Perfect. Braves, outfielder, Acuna. I forgot because he didn't play a lot of the season. Second baseman is Albies. First baseman is Freeman. Perfect. Brewers. Okay, so we have Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Josh Hader, and catcher, who caught for the Brewers in 2021? Who caught for the Brewers in 2021? I am not sure. Oh, I'm getting exposed here. Alright, Cardinals, third baseman, that's going to be Arenado. Catcher is Molina. And pitcher is Wayne, right? Wainwright. Let's spell Wainwright. How do you spell Wainwright? Okay, I'm gonna look this up because I'm not losing one just to spelling. Wayne. Right, no, it's not Wainwright. Then it's Alex Reyes. There we go. Cubs third baseman Chris Bryant and pitcher. Oh, it's Kimbrel. Craig Kimbrel. Diamondbacks third baseman. That's gonna be Eduardo Escobar. Dodgers. There's a lot of Dodgers. Outfielder Chris Taylor. Well, yeah. It's not Bellinger. Walker Buehler. First baseman is Muncy. There we go. I can spell. Third baseman is Turner. We also get Trey Turner. Sick. Other outfielder for the Dodgers who was an all-star. Oh, Betts. Mookie Betts. Cool. Giants shortstop. That's going to be Grandin Crawford. That's his name. Grandin Crawford. Brandon Crawford. Pitcher is going to be Gosman. And catcher is going to be Posey. Cool. Indians pitcher is going to be Bieber. Third base is Ramirez. Mariners pitcher is Kikuchi. Marlins pitcher Alcantara. Okay, that's Trevor Rogers. There we go. I also get Taylor Rogers. Mets. We have DeGrom. Walker. Yep. Nationals pitcher is going to be Scherzer. Outfielder is going to be Soto. And Schwarbombs. Not actually Schwarbombs. Am I spelling that wrong? Schwarber? Yeah. It's an E. Orioles outfielder is Mullins. Padres. First base. Hosmer. Caratini. Who was the first baseman that... Cronenworth is a second baseman. Okay? Just set the record straight. He is a second baseman. But, oh, he played first in the All-Star game. Alright, whatever. Pitcher, Yu Darvish. Third base, Machado. Pitcher, Musgrove. Pitcher, Melanson. Mark Melanson. I wish it said relief pitcher as opposed to just pitcher. That'd be pretty cool. Shortstop is Tatis. 6'6". Catcher is Real Muto. And pitcher is Nola. Pitcher is not Nola. Pitcher is Wheeler. There we go. Pirates is going to be Adam Frazier and Brian Reynolds. Perfect. Rangers, we're going to have Gallo. We're going to have Garcia. We're going to have Kyle Gibson. Rays pitcher. It's not Glasnow. It's going to be... It's not Nick Anderson. Who pitches on the Rays? Shortstop is Adonis. No, it's not. Shortstop is Franco. Who played shortstop for the Rays? That made the All-Star team. Catcher is Zunino. Oh my. I am blanking out. Who played shortstop for the Rays? Only answers I can think of are Adames and Franco. But I guess Franco didn't come up. What? And it's not Wander Franco. No. Ooh, boy. Okay. Reds outfielders are Castellanos, and Jesse Winker. Red Sox pitcher Eovaldi. Okay. Matt Barnes. Yep. Shortstop is Bogarts. Third base is Devers. And DH. Oh, Martinez. J.D. Martinez. Cool. Rockies pitcher, that's going to be Herman Marquez. Royal second baseman is Merrifield. And catcher is Salvador Perez. Awesome. DH for the Twins is Cruz. White Sox shortstop is Tim Anderson. Then you have for the pitchers Lance Lynn, Carlos Rodon, and Liam Hendricks. There we go. All right, Yankees, we're going to have Garrett Cole. We're going to have Aroldis Chapman. For the outfield, we're going to have Aaron Judge. All right, cool. 76 out of 81 with 30 seconds left. All right, pitcher for the Astros. It's not Verlander. He didn't pitch this year. It's not Greinke. Did I just get someone? It's not Greinke. It's not Valdez. It's not McCull. How do you spell McCullers? McCullers Jr.? I don't know how to spell. I think it's McCullers. All right, we're going to let it run out, see who we got. I said Ryan Presley. Oh, I guess I didn't spell it right. Okay. All right, Chris Bassett for the Athletics. Okay, yeah. I should have got that. Omar Narvaez was the Brewers catcher. Okay. And for the Rays, Andrew Kittredge, yeah, and Joey Wendell. Joey Wendell is not a shortstop. Joey Wendell is a third baseman. Did he play shortstop in the All-Star game or something? If so, that's stupid because he's a third baseman. All right, let's look at the quiz stats. See. See what we got right and what we got wrong. Oh, I can't do that because I just signed in my account. Well, that was fun. I should have done better, but looks like I'm still sharp, kind of in my knowledge. So, let's get into talking baseball finally, kind of. First topic we're going to bring up is we're just going to do some predictions. We're going to see who I think is going to win the World Series. Oh, I forgot to do award predictions on here. All right, we'll make some up right now in my head. So we'll take a quick break, and then I'll do that. I think it paused. Oh, well, now it didn't pause. All right, I just got some award predictions down, just the basic ones in the AL and NL. But first, let's talk about where I think every team is going to rank in every division. And then we'll talk about playoffs and everything like that. NL East, 5th place, I got the Nationals. I don't think the Nationals are going to do much this offseason. The only bright side they really have are Josiah Gray and Juan Soto. And that's not enough to propel them to any higher than 5th. I mean, I think you still have guys like Josh Bell. I think he's still there. I mean, there's not really much to look forward to with this team. I think 5th place is fitting, especially with what I'm seeing from the other teams in that division. So, yeah, I got the Nationals in 5th as much as I'd like to see them do better because Juan Soto deserves to succeed. Marlins in 4th. Marlins have a bright future. Marlins have an exceptionally bright future. They have Sandy Alcantara, who just got extended. They have Trevor Rogers. Their pitching is nice. Their pitching's nasty. They have Edward Cabrera. They have Sixto Sanchez. Their pitchers are going to be fantastic. Hitting scares me a bit, but I think as they get better and see that they can make a push, I think their GM, who I forget who their GM is, it Jeter? Is Derek Jeter the Marlins GM, or is he just like partial owner? I'm not sure. But I think the Marlins finish in fourth. I think they hover around 500. Yeah, I just the Marlins aren't going to win anything this year, but I like the direction they're headed in. They have promising prospects, and watch out for the Marlins in a couple of years. I'm calling it right here on this episode of the Quick Pitch Podcast. I think it's episode 6, episode 5, episode 6. I'm not sure. This is gonna make some people mad. I got the Mets in third. The Mets. I think the Mets are gonna Mets again, man. Now, I can already hear people in the comments of the YouTube video saying, "Oh, but O's fan, they just signed Mark Canha, Starling Marte, and Eduardo Escobar. How can you not have them finishing second or first even?" My answer is that's not enough. That's not enough. They still have glaring holes in pitching now that Syndergaard's out. But Syndergaard hasn't been a part of that organization in like 2 years, so I'm not too worried about that. Stroman's a free agent. Stroman was a big player for them last year. And Stroman, it doesn't look like he's going to resign. Now, I've seen rumors on Twitter that say the Mets are making a hard push for Scherzer, which, if that is the case, these predictions are going to change. But as it stands, I don't see the Mets being any higher than third as I'm recording this podcast. If Scherzer signs, it's a different story, because then that's DeGrom and Scherzer, which already makes the best rotation in baseball, with people like Walker and whoever else they want to sign. But as it stands right now, Mets in third. I have the defending champs in second. They have a lot of free agents. Peterson's out. Freeman's out. Maybe. Freeman's probably going to resign, but as it stands right now, Freeman's out. Soler is out. Did I say Peterson? Well, Peterson's out. Rosario's out. Those are big guy Smiths. Now, obviously, you're going to have Acuna back, who is all of those outfielders' production combined. So, take that as you will. But, the pitching isn't great. Like, I know they won a World Series with the same pitching staff, but the pitching is not great. Not great at all. And I don't think they can keep that production up for an entire season again. Because they technically did not produce that well for the entire season last year. They did it at the end of the season. So, I don't think the Braves repeat as NL East champs. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because, I mean, if they sign someone really quick right now, then maybe my opinion changes. But as it stands now, Braves are second to the Philadelphia Phillies. This is a hot take. And don't anyone call me biased in the comments just because I'm from PA. I'm not a Phillies fan. I do not care about the Phillies. Orioles and Padres all the way. But I think the Phillies spend this offseason. They haven't done anything yet. And in fact, one of my good friends texted me just a couple hours ago saying, will the Phillies please do something? Because they haven't done anything yet. They haven't. I'll acknowledge that. But I think they splash something this offseason. I think they get a better bullpen, even though they just lost Hector Neris, which isn't a good sign. But I think they work on that bullpen because that's their real weak spot. If they get a better bullpen, I think it's almost a lock to have them in first in the NL East. You have Harper. You have Segura. I think you have Gregorius for another year. I could be wrong about that. You have Real Muto. Pitching, you have Wheeler. That's all you need. Wheeler's a beast. Wheeler should have won the Cy Young. No, he shouldn't have. I just remembered Corbin Burns exists. Not the point. But the glaring holes in the bullpen is something that needs to be addressed, and I think they do address it, which is why I'm putting them in first. Now, I know I'm not consistent with this in thinking about it because I have the Braves in second because they have a lot of free agents. And that's not to say that I don't think they're going to be re-signed. I just don't think that the bullpen that they have keeps up this season like they did last season. But Phillies and Braves. Did I mess up? No, yeah, I messed up something on this. Hold on. So, order as it stands for the NL East. I have Nationals in 5th, Marlins in 4th, Mets in 3rd, Braves in 2nd, and Phillies in 1st. Sorry, I just have to fix something in when I wrote this. All right. NL Central. 5th place, Pittsburgh Pirates. If that spot's a shock to any of you, I want you to stop listening to this podcast. Please. Pirates aren't going to do anything this offseason that's going to be noteworthy. They're not going to sign Correa. They're not going to splash big. And they're not going to be good. They're going to finish with under 60 wins. I'm guaranteeing that. That's all I need to say about the Pirates. 4th place, I got the Cubs. This should be a shock to any of you either, but at least it's a little more debatable. When it comes to... Did I mess up again? No, yeah, I messed up again. Hold on a second. All right. Cool. Cubs, I mean, they just don't have anyone anymore. They're not going to resign anyone big. They're not going to re-sign Baez. They're not going to get Bryant back. They're not going to get Rizzo. Because at the end of the day, the Cubs just don't do that. The Cubs cried poor like a while ago. The biggest bright spot you have is Patrick Wisdom and Frank Schwindel, which Frank Schwindel is going to be sick. But other than that, your pitching stinks. Your bullpen stinks. Sorry, Cubs fans. This is a bit of a hot take. I got the Cardinals in 3rd. Which as I'm thinking about it, I think I like them more in 2nd. But I like them more in 2nd. So let's talk about the Brewers. The Brewers lost Eduardo Escobar. That's a huge thing. Which he produced for them, but he wasn't like a turning point. Yelich, I don't know if we need to call Sacagawea but Yelich just forgot how to hit. Kind of. He wasn't as bad as Bellinger was last year. But he was not his normal self, which scared me. I don't think Yelich goes back to that. I really don't. Which isn't going to make sense when I talk about the NL West, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the Brewers, I mean, obviously you have the three-headed monster in Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. And you have Devin Williams in the bullpen. You have Josh Hader in the bullpen. But I don't think that offense is quite going to keep up. Maybe if they sign someone, but I don't see anyone. I don't see them signing anyone that's going to make that big of an impact. So, as it stands, I'm going to put the Brewers in third. Cardinals. Oh, Cardinals. What are we going to do with the Cardinals? I mean, the Cardinals are going to be sick. I think they're going to head back in the wild card. I messed something up again. Which is a spoiler to come. But, I mean, their team is just stacked. Like, it's more stacked than I thought it was at the beginning of the season. You have O'Neill. You have Tommy Edman. I mean, who else do you have? Who am I forgetting? You have Paul Goldschmidt. You have Arenado. You have Yachty, who isn't much of an offensive product anymore, but he's still decent behind the plate. Excuse me. Did I say O'Neill? You have Tyler O'Neill. Tommy Edman. Who else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting someone big. Cardinals roster. And their pitching is just enough to get it done. I mean, yeah, you have Harrison Bader, who stepped up. Edmundo Sosa stepped up. I mean, there are just not a lot of down spots with this team. And with the pitching, you have... what's his name? Jack Flaherty. You have Adam Wainwright, and the bullpen Alex Reyes, who's going to figure something out this year. I think he's going to end up actually winning NL Reliever of the Year, if I had to guess. Yeah, I think the Cardinals produce this year, and I think they may get to that second wild card. Which leaves the Reds in first. This is a hot take. This is an extremely hot take. Because I think the Reds splash this year. I think obviously Castellanos not going to resign. He chose free agency. But they have Jesse Winker. They have Joey Votto. They have an offense, man. Their offense is nothing to scoff at. And in the insane bandbox that is Great American Ballpark, I think they score a lot of runs, and I think their pitching will be able to keep up. Like I said, it's a hot take. I think the Reds, first of all, I think the Reds signed some people. I think they signed pitching. Maybe a Marcus Stroman. Maybe even a Kevin Gausman. I think Kevin Gausman is more likely of a signing. But it looks like they're already kind of moving towards the east. But I just like the Reds. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling. But the Reds have guys, and I think they produce. All right. NL West. One of my divisions. So, obviously I'm going to have a bias, but I'm also going to back it up. Last place, Diamondbacks. I think that's pretty much a lock. You can debate it between the Rockies and the Diamondbacks about who's worse. But I think the Rockies have more potential to be decent, which is why I put them in fourth. But the Diamondbacks, I mean, Ketel Marte. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Sorry, Diamondbacks fans. Rockies are in fourth. As I said, I think the Rockies have a lot more potential. Not only because they play in Coors, but their pitching is actually okay. They have Herman Marquez. They have oh no. I'm losing his name. Kyle. That's all I remember. Rockies roster. They have Raimel Tapia. That's a guy too. They have CJ Cron. They have Ryan McMahon. Charlie Blackmon stinks, but Kyle Freeland. That's his name. And they even have someone like Austin Gomber, who I think is going to have a better season than he did. But pitching's always hard in Colorado, so really depends. I think the Rockies are going to be absolutely elite at home and absolutely suck on the road. Which, I mean, take it as you will, but I think they have a better record than the Diamondbacks. All right. This is a hot take. I got the Giants in third. I don't think they repeat. I don't think they even come close to repeating. I think the Giants dwell back down to third. And for a couple reasons, but the number one reason, Buster Posey's gone. Buster Posey's gone. Kevin Gausman's gone. Obviously, those aren't the only guys that produce pitching. You obviously have Logan Webb. But Logan Webb is the only starting pitcher for the Giants right now. They have a lot to do. They had a lot of free agents. Brandon Crawford has to be done soon, right? Brandon Crawford is a gajillion years old. Brandon Crawford has to be a bajillion years old, right? Yeah, he's 34, and he's not playing like he's 34. I don't think he produces like he did last year to begin with. And you now have a glaring hole at catcher, which you could bring up that catching prospect you drafted a while ago. I forget his name. But I mean, actually, I'm gonna look up his name because he's a name that needs to be looked out for. Giants catching prospect. What's his name? Joey Bart. Joey Bart is the catching prospect, I think. Yeah. Joey Bart. Which he was the number one catching prospect for at least a while. But I think as soon as Crawford goes out, Luciano's going to come in. But he's an A-plus ball. He's not supposed to come up until like 2024, I think. 2023. But we'll see what happens. I don't think they can repeat. Now we have the Padres in second. I don't think the Padres claim the throne this year. I don't. We have a bit of free agency, I think. We just traded away Adam Frazier, which, good riddance. Get off my team. Adam Frazier was god-awful for us last year. But, I mean, looking at this offense, Cronenworth at first or second, whichever you prefer. You have Eric Hosmer, who is god awful. Hashtag Hosmer to the sun. Tatis at short, who he's fine. Machado at third. You have Marisnik in the outfield. You have Grisham in the outfield. You can put Tatis in the outfield if you really wanted to, which I don't like Tatis in the outfield. I really don't. I was mad at him for foregoing the surgery, but if he thinks it's just a matter of popping it back in, sure, do what you want. But I would have rathered him get the surgery and recovered this offseason. But what are you going to do? Also in the outfield, you have Will Myers, who produced at a decent level this year. And I mean the pitching that you're going to have this year. You have Yu Darvish. I think you have Blake Snell. Yeah, you have Blake Snell. Then you have Joe Musgrove. You're going to have Mike Clevenger back this year, assuming nothing else goes wrong. And that fifth spot is whoever you want that fifth spot to be. I think the Padres signed someone this year. I really do. I'd like to see them go after Marcus Stroman, but Marcus Stroman seems to have a vendetta against the Padres fan base. He blocked me on Twitter for God knows what reason. I have, 60 followers on Twitter? Why did he block me? I must have said something stupid a while ago, and I just never noticed that he blocked me. But I'd like to see him sign Stroman. I'd like to see maybe Gosman wants to stay on the West Coast. We're not in the front running for him, but I've heard talks of him Max Scherzer going to the Padres, which obviously I want Max Scherzer on the Padres. I think the Padres have a good season this year. I think we make the playoffs. Yeah. Friar Faithful. And that leaves us with the Dodgers, which I was hesitant to put the Dodgers in first because the Dodgers have a lot of free agents. Dodgers are losing Max Scherzer. Dodgers are losing Joe Kelly. Dodgers are losing Albert Pujols, but he's still one of the best lefty hitters in the game. Padres are losing Clayton Kershaw. Padres are losing... Are they losing Trevor Bauer? But they didn't have him this year to begin with for most of the year. But when he was on the field, he was producing. No. Bauer took the option. Never mind. Dodgers are losing Kenley Janssen. And I feel like there's another one I'm missing. They're losing Corey Seager. Which, say what you want about that. I don't think anyone particularly cares. They have Trey Turner. But, I think they signed some guys again this year. I wouldn't be shocked to see Scherzer back to the Dodgers. I wouldn't be shocked to see Kershaw back to the Dodgers. I wouldn't be shocked to see Janssen back to the Dodgers. I wouldn't be shocked to see Joe Kelly back to the Dodgers. I think Joe Kelly signed somewhere else, though. I'm pretty confident in that. But, Dodgers still have a super team. That team is insane all around. You have Justin Turner at third, Trey Turner at short, Gavin Lux at second, Max Muncy at first, Will Smith behind the plate. In the outfield, they're losing Chris Taylor. They are losing Chris Taylor. That's a big one. I think they do sign some outfield depth. You have Betts, Bellinger. Bellinger is going to have a bounce-back season. After seeing what I saw in the playoffs, Bellinger is going to figure it out, and he's going to have a productive season for the Dodgers again this year. Why are my LEDs flashing? I just noticed that. Anyway. And the pitching got roughed up, but the pitching is going to be good. You're going to get Trevor Bauer back. Maybe, because there's still a possibility of him getting suspended by the league. But if he's on the field, he's going to produce. Trevor Bauer is really good at playing baseball. That's all I'm going to say about that before I get myself in trouble. And the bullpen, I mean, you have Corey Knebel, you have Blake Trinan, you have Brusdar Graterol. I mean, this team is stacked. I don't see them not winning the NL. All right, let's talk playoffs for the National League. Let's talk playoffs for the National League. Wild card, I have the Padres and the Cardinals. I have the Padres moving on. Based on who I think they are going to sign, I like ours number one over their number one when it comes to pitching. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be an exciting game, but I think the Padres run away with it like they did 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago in 2020. No, a year ago. A year ago. Jesus, I don't know how to do math. In the NLDS, I got the Phillies going up against the Reds, and I think the Phillies move on to the NLCS. Dodgers, Padres. You're going to call me biased. I think the Padres move on. I really do. And for the NLCS, I got the Phillies and the Padres. I got the Padres moving on to the World Series. Call me biased all you want. The Padres are going to be legit this year if they don't collapse. Padres are going to be good. All right. Now I move on to the American League. We have to do this quick because I'm coming up on an hour, or 50 minutes rather, on this podcast, and we still have quite a bit to talk about. AL East, 5th place, Orioles. Are you shocked? Are you shocked? 4th place, I got the Red Sox. I don't know why. I think the Red Sox are still going to have a good season, but the AL East is stacked this year. I just noticed that when I was going through all this. I'm like, dang, the AL East is good. The AL East is really good. So I got the Red Sox coming in 4th, which is like scary almost. AL East is nuts. 3rd place, I got the Blue Jays. I have the Blue Jays coming in 3rd place, which is, insane, because I still have them winning somewhere around 90 games. But the Blue Jays are stacked. I think they get pitching. I think they get Kevin Gausman. I think that's the safest option of where Kevin Gausman goes. They locked up Barrios. Yeah. The pitching, the bullpen is not great. I'll say that, but I think they can add someone, whether it be via trade or they sign someone. I can see Joe Kelly going to the Blue Jays, which he can produce there. But the offense is through the roof. You have Vladdy Jr., you have Bo Bichette, you have Marcus Semien. Well, you kind of have Marcus Semien. I think he re-signs with them, is what I'm trying to say there. 3rd base, Kevin Biggio, if he starts producing. Outfield, you have Teoscar Hernandez. You have... Did the Blue Jays have Billy McKinney? No, Dodgers had him. Outfield. Who am I missing in the outfield? Randall Grichuk. Randall Grichuk's in the outfield. Who else is in the outfield? I don't remember off the top of my head, but their offense is obviously stacked just from the names I listed off. And the pitching, you have Ryu on the roster as of right now. You have Barrios. And like I said, I think they get Kevin Gausman or Marcus Stroman or someone. But yeah, Blue Jays are going to be legit this year. I have them in the wild card. I have the Rays coming in second. I have the Tampa Bay Rays coming in second place. Now, this was tough because obviously the only reason the Rays are anywhere is because of Kevin Cash. I don't. These players are like almost fake good. It's like weird. Like Mike Zunino is fake good. Joey Wendell is fake good. Kevin Kiermaier is fake good. It's so weird with these guys. But these guys keep producing. So I can't call them fake good anymore. Which is why I have them in second, because their pitching always finds a way to produce. And I just don't know what to think about it anymore. I think the Rays are obviously a legitimate baseball team. They won 100 games last year. But first of all, I don't think they won 100 games this year. And second, I don't think that they're as good as they were last year. Because they have a bit of free agents. Obviously, they're going to get like Glasnow back, though. Which Glasnow is going to be sick. In a couple of years, it's going to be Cy Young or bust for him. If he stays healthy. But, I mean, yeah, Rays are an interesting team to talk about. But I have them coming in second, just behind the New York Yankees, which speak for themselves. Just recently, they were put in discussions for Matt Olson, which let me make sure that didn't happen yet. All I have to do is, it'll be like the first thing on Twitter. Yeah, no, nothing on Matt Olson to the Yankees quite yet, but I think they get him eventually. But I mean, this team is just stacked. Their bullpen is disgusting. The starting pitching is disgusting. Their offense is disgusting, or can be disgusting. I have them coming in first. Alright, this is getting time consuming. I'm going to stop explaining. I'm at 48 minutes of recording right now. AL Central, I have Royals, Twins, Guardians, Tigers, White Sox. AL West, I have Rangers, A's, Angels, Mariners, Astros. In the wild card for the AL, I have the Rays against the Blue Jays. I have the Blue Jays winning that. In the NLDS, I got the Yankees against the White Sox. I have the White Sox moving on to the NLCS, or the ALCS rather. I don't know why that says NLCS. Blue Jays, Astros. I have the Blue Jays moving on to the NLCS. And in the NLCS, or the ALCS. Why does that say NLCS? I suck at typing. And in the ALCS, Blue Jays, White Sox. I have the Blue Jays going on to play the Padres in the World Series. Now, this World Series is going to be among the most entertaining World Series that we are ever going to see. That being said, Blue Jays in 7. Blue Jays in 7. I have the Blue Jays winning the 2022 World Series. Marketing your calendars. That's what's happening. I'm never wrong. All right. American League Rookie of the Year. Adley Rutschman. Need I say more? Adley Rushman is the best player in the history of anything. AL Cy Young. This is a hot take. Noah Syndergaard. is going to win the American League Cy Young. No stat says he's going to win the Cy Young. I just think with how the Mets luck goes that he's going to pitch the whole season and just absolutely dominate. I think he uses his breaking pitches more. And I think just to that Mets luck, baby. Mets luck. And the AL MVP, drumroll please. Bo Bichette. NL Rookie of the Year is something that's going to go right for the Mets. Brett Beatty. I think Brett Beatty comes up this year, and I think he produces, and I think he wins the Rookie of the Year, kind of in a similar fashion to how India won it this year. NL Cy Young, I think it's going to be Walker Buehler. I think Walker Buehler has another fantastic season. And I think it's just going to be that little bit better that he can get over the hump and win his first Cy Young of probably many. And the NL MVP, I'm going to get called biased for this. Drumroll, please. Manny Machado. All right. Those are my predictions for the 2022 season. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, you're probably mad, which is your problem. So yeah, that was entertaining. Now we're gonna go over some news. Not a lot of news, but enough news. The Orioles are currently listening to offers for Cedric Mullins. What are we doing? What the are we doing? This is a player who got MVP votes this year. Went 30-30. Won the Silver Slugger. Right? He won the Silver Slugger? Am I correct in saying that? Silver Slugger. Yep, Silver Slugger. Was an all-star. First 30-30 season in Orioles history. And we're thinking about trading him. For what? What are you going to get back for him? That's that important that you have to trade him. He was one of the best defensive outfielders this season. And there's no reason to trade him. This guy is going to be awesome next year. He quit switch hitting, and he was an absolute beast. And we're thinking about trading him when this guy is only going to get better? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is almost as bad as, like, the Rockies trading Nolan Arenado. I'm not kidding when I say if the Orioles trade Cedric Mullins and John Means in the same season, I'm boycotting the team. Like, straight up. There's no reason to get rid of these guys. Absolutely none. Cedric Mullins is so good. He was so good. And the ceiling is decently high for this guy. And you're thinking about trading him. Are you kidding me? Even them saying they're willing to trade him is just insane to me. Because it's not like his contract is expiring. He is a free agent in 2026. This isn't another Manny Machado situation. There's no reason to trade him. No reason to trade him. And with how bad your team is, you need that guy who's just going to step up and rake. And Cedric is going to be this guy. If it's not Cedric, it's Ryan Mountcastle. And Ryan Mountcastle is the most sketchy player like this team has ever seen. I love Ryan Mountcastle. Ryan Mountcastle. He's the mountain. But I don't know, man. I don't see a world where Cedric needs to be traded. I don't see a world where we do trade Cedric Mullins, and if we do, like I said, I'm boycotting this team. Especially if we trade Cedric and John Means. Okay. Let's calm down. Well, no, we're going to get mad again. Because now we have to talk about the CBA. Will there be a 2022 season? My answer is yes. But I'm not confident in my answer. So, as we know, the tender deadline is tomorrow, actually, I think, yeah? Okay, Tuesday. And what the lockout is effectively going to do, players will only, receive assistance if they're on a 40-man. So, health insurance coverage, for players who were on a roster last year, okay? The amount of assistance wasn't announced, but some players can receive up to $10,000 every 2 weeks. Which that assumption is being made based on what happened in the 94-95 strike. Drug testing will stop in the absence of the CBA. Injured players cannot rehabilitate at teams' facilities. Players would be free to sign and play in international leagues during a lockout. Some players could go ahead and play in the minor leagues if the lockout is still in effect when those leagues begin play. However, players cannot be optioned to the minors during a work stoppage. And player visas will be revoked during a stoppage if they're not in the U.S., which that's more of a government thing. That's not the MLB. And obviously, no trades or free agents can take place during the lockout. And the main bargaining agreements are, I'm just so scared. So I'll just go over the main things. One of the main things is incentivizing competition, which is pretty much saying just stop the tanking. Implement a salary floor as part of the competitive balance tax structure. Pretty much saying, all right, we're going to start forcing teams to spend revenue sharing dollars and don't allow teams to compile the highest draft picks in consecutive years. Translation, just stop underspending to get draft picks. It's as simple as that. Next is how this article has it. Ensuring the most talented players are on the field. In other words, stop service time manipulation. We can't be doing that anymore. The best case is Chris Bryant. Which the arbitrator in Chris Bryant's case ruled that there is nothing in the CBA that prohibits teams from holding a player in the minors for financial reasons. That's gotta stop. That's service time manipulation, and it's both losing the players' money and losing the big league team stars. That's just that can't happen anymore. It's bad for the team, like the MLB team, and it's just another case of the owners being greedy, which is what a lot of it comes back to now, which is just disappointing. Reducing artificial restraints on competition, which is pretty much we gotta end the payment of compensation for elite players. Relatively few players receive qualifying offers to begin with, and teams that have benefited have more typically been larger market teams. So like the Dodgers, the Yankees, stuff like that. And as I explain that, you can definitely see that. The owners offered to end payment or free agent compensation in the last round of talks in exchange for an international draft. So, there's that. Getting players their value earlier in their career, which kind of circles back to this whole service time manipulation thing. In other words, increase the minimum salary substantially. So, my favorite example is there's a Foolish Baseball video, How to Fix Major League Baseball. He suggested, I believe, an 130, 140 salary floor and a 280 salary cap, which is pretty much just a luxury tax, but cap. You can't spend more than $280 million, but you can't spend less than $130 million. So teams like the Pirates, the Orioles, can stop rocking jokingly low payrolls just to save money, because the owners can afford this crap. And at the end of the day, this is really to close the gap between pre-arbitration and arbitration-eligible players. But what needs to be paid, first of all, it's going to make the league more fun. Teams spend more on players, so they're going to have better players. And the competition is going to be higher, which is what a lot of the CBA bargaining agreements are supposed to be. Ugh, this just infuriates me. One thing that I isn't going to be in the bargaining agreement, but I still feel the need to talk about here. The minor leagues. The minor leaguers are not getting paid enough. Obviously, like I said, this isn't going to be in the bargaining agreement, but something still needs to happen about that. I mean, they need to be paid a living wage. They need to be supplied with a decent amount of food, appropriate living accommodations, trainers, stuff like that. I mean, that's starting to get ridiculous. Something came out a while ago that said minor leaguers are going to start getting better living situations, which is good to hear, but the fact that we even have to have that discussion is almost a mockery of the sport. All right. A little bit of a positive note here, which I need to go to Baseball Reference again. Never mind. I need to go to Google. We need to talk about Adley Rushman because, the Padres don't have a catcher. Not the Padres. The Orioles don't have a catcher. Yeah, Rushman's coming up. Rushman's coming up, and he's coming up fast because they just was it non-tender? Did they non-tender? Austin Wins, and they let Pedro Severino go in free agency. He absolutely killed it in the minors this year. He might spend a little more time in Double-A Bowie because he did struggle a bit, but I mean, the slash line, 285 average, 397 on base, which is elite, 502 slugging, 899 OPS. This guy is not going to struggle in the major leagues. I mean, not at all. I mean, this guy's going to be fantastic, and I'm glad we drafted him. Yeah. I think he comes up this year, like I said in my Rookie of the Year prediction, because we don't have a catcher. And Austin Wentz was released. I think, was he released? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was released by the Orioles because they're like, okay, we can't keep this guy down here anymore. I mean, Adley's a beast. Adley is going to be the best catcher in baseball by 2024. Mark my words. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. Quick summary of everything we did. We did that All-Star quiz. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I can. I think I closed the tab, but I think I got like 76 out of 81, which is pretty good. If you guys liked me doing that, then we'll definitely do more of them. We predicted the 2022 season. We talked about the Orioles listening to offers for Cedric Mullins, which still hurts my head. We talked about the lockout and this whole bargaining agreements thing. We talked about Adley coming up. That's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and everything else. And feels good to be sitting down and talking about baseball again. Glad to talk about baseball. Just I needed this. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.